Hey guys, it's Holly here, and tomorrow is the 4th of July. As you know, with 4th of July means there's going to be lots of parties, there's going to be lots of celebrations, there's going to be lots of drinking, and there's going to be tons of food. So with that being said, I've put together 5 different party foods that are going to be great for these kinds of celebrations, and not just tomorrow, but for any type of party, and they're macro friendly. And to help celebrate the 4th of July, we are actually having a sale tomorrow on all of our ebooks, including my complete contest prep recipe guide, which you can find some of these recipes and tons more macro friendly recipes available. So the 5 party food recipes that I have given to you guys are: number 1, a platter. Platters are traditionally very rich in fats, they're very calorie dense. So I've given you some suggestions of how to make your platter macro friendly. Number 1 thing I'm always looking for when I'm preparing a platter is what are the protein sources, because traditionally very low in protein. If you're a competitor or someone that's trying to keep a good physique, then I like to have protein on that plate. Okay, so next on to the veggies. So I've chosen to use cucumber, celery, and a sugar-free dill pickle. The reason I've chosen these is because they are the lowest in carbohydrates out of most of the vegetables that we can use on a platter compared to carrot, for example, or peppers. And I also usually use a tzatziki. So tzatziki is basically a yogurt and a cucumber with some garlic and other herbs. And again, it's very low in calories. So that is my go-to for dip platters. The second recipe is tortilla chips and a buffalo dip. Again, traditionally very high in calories due to the fats and carbohydrates. This recipe is super high in protein and very low in carbs and fats. Starting with the chips, traditionally your tortilla chips are very high in calories and they're also very high in sodium. I've got a little trick for you guys to still be able to enjoy some crispy chips, but without all those calories. And I'm using my favorites, Joseph's lavish bread. So all I've taken to make these chips is 3 of the Joseph lavish breads. I've sliced them into 3 columns and cut them into triangles. It's so quick and easy. The macros on something like this for a single serving is 9 grams of protein, 14 grams of carbohydrate, and 3 grams of fat for the whole wrap. So you can compare this to a regular tostito chip, which would be much higher in carbohydrate, much higher in fat, and lower in protein and dietary fiber. All right, so on to the buffalo dip. You're probably wondering how this is going to be high in protein. We've actually added some pulled chicken to this recipe. It's literally 4 ingredients. The key ingredient is this Moore's Original Buffalo sauce. Now, usually sauces like this that are rich and creamy are very high in fat. This one has 1.5 grams of fat for a serving, which is 15 mils. You can guarantee that when you try this dip, you're going to absolutely love it. And I'll be listing the macros for you for the dip per serving. The third recipe is pig in a blanket, or if you're from Australia, this would be called a sausage roll-up. I love the differences between our countries. So these are much more macro friendly. These are typically really low value, low quality meats and also very rich in carbohydrates and fats because of the pastry. I've got some tips for you guys to make these lower calorie. So these are super fun to make, really easy, and so much better for us than the traditional store-bought version. So how to make the blanket. I can't handle the name. The other key ingredient to making these is the outside, and I'm going to be using bread instead of pastry, which is what's traditionally used to make that crispy outside finish. So, small sacrifice on the crispiness, but for the macros that you're going to save by making this small substitution, definitely worth it. For the dipping sauce, super easy but much more macro friendly, is this G. Hughes sugar-free ketchup. All right, on to the sweets. Number 4, I have donuts. festive donuts. These are absolutely delicious, and we've decorated them in some fun, festive 4th of July colors. But again, you could use any decorations you like depending on the occasion. These are so easy to make. They take 10 minutes in the oven, and the macros are just awesome. 2 grams of protein, half a gram of fat, and 10 grams of carbs. I'm sold. The last recipe is these salted caramel layered cheesecakes. This recipe is straight out of my contest prep recipe guide, so you can go and check that out, and you'll have access to the base or the foundations to make this. I've added a few tweaks here today so that you can make it a little bit more festive to kind of blend in with the theme of the 4th of July. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I had a blast making these, and I hope you enjoy them as much as I will tomorrow. If you'd like a copy of my complete recipe guide and any of our other books for that matter, you can head down to the description and find the links below. As for me, I'm hungry.